What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Identity 5 YouTube video. Today we're going to be looking at the new Hunter, the Sculptor. Before we begin, I'd like you guys to check out my new haircut. I don't know if you can see, it probably looks exactly the same. Anyways, let's get into the video. Today, again, like I said, we're looking at Sculptor, which is the new Hunter. We're going to go over a little bit of analysis and stuff. This is just one gameplay that I did with her. And personally, I'm actually using Blink, which is the first thing you may notice. Instead of Peepers, and I know a lot of hunters have probably been using Peepers with her, but I actually really like Blink. I think she compares to Bonbon more than any other hunter, and a lot of top Bonbons do use Blink, and I think she does actually need it. We do catch the Doctor off guard. We're able to get the first hit with that statue, followed up with a second hit. She's got a pretty good hitbox, something to keep in mind. The charged attack and the regular hit is about the same distance. It's not really much of a difference at all, unfortunately, but that's okay. Anyway, so we're gonna go over here. I'm gonna use the statues in here, try to get that hit on the Doctor to put her down. Unfortunately, ends up hitting the Enchantress, which is fine. It gives her an extra quarter damage, but it does give her a stun, which is annoying. And now what I'm gonna do here, guys, I'm gonna use these statues to block off her access to the pallet. You see right there? I was able to trap her in there. You want to use those statues in these narrow weight areas, which you can, block off passages for the survivors to reach. So you can block off pallets, you can block off windows, and if a survivor were to vault them, they do take the damage like they would with a Bonbon hit. The Seer does actually owl here, which was a pretty good owl. It kept her kite alive a little bit longer. But for the most part, it's not a big deal. The Cowboy's finishing a Cypher. Seer is only about 30% of the way done. Enchantress hasn't decoded at all. Enchantress actually ends up kind of throwing this game for them, unfortunately. She goes for a lot of stuns, and it wastes time, but it's just not effective. The time that she could have been decoding, the Cowboy Cypher is now finished. Her Cypher would have been almost done, and they would have been. It just prevents Cypher Rush. But anyways, we do see the Doctor of the Rocket Chair here, and you're going to see the camp come into play with her. I never did get to use that Blink, but I am running a Trump card build. This is the build I do have with her. I'm running Wanted Order. I do have Desperate Fight as well, and Berserker for that quick attack recovery, which is very good with a hunter that has very good camp. Now I'm going to use a secondary skill here, and what this does is this throws out a chisel, and you can create statues in areas where survivors are decoding. So this makes it so she has good cipher control. So she has pretty good chase with the statues, but another thing she has is cipher control, which is not something you typically see with a lot of and actually we use these statues to try to force the after half rescue. As you can see, I was able to get that Seer there, going through that pallet. But as you can see, like with a lot of top hunters, you don't have the like a hunter like Bonbon. The difference between her and Bonbon is Bonbon does not have cipher control, and she does. She can throw that chisel very far, and you see I used the Blink there. I actually end up I hit the Seer accidentally, which I wasn't really trying to go for, but anyway, we're going to continue. The Enchantress goes for another stun. Again, she's not decoding. They went in for a double rescue with that Enchantress, so she's just kind of making it hard for them to win, but that's okay. So she does get the pallet down here, and I do get the Doctor down. But again, the chisel controls ciphers. You can throw it out. It's like a Mad Eyes. It's like a Bonbon Mad Eyes combination, which is pretty cool, right? Because you can, again, this Enchantress, at this point, nobody's decoding other than the Cowboy. The Enchantress could have been done with her second cipher here, so it's... Guys, if you're playing Enchantress, don't play like a forward. Go decode. Those single stuns don't buy enough time. They do buy some time, but not nearly enough to win. But anyway, as you can see, she has that chisel, and what that chisel does is it makes it so, you can harass cipher machines like with a Mad Eyes console, except while you're camping the cipher. You can also move while you're doing that as well, which is pretty cool. Right, so you have essentially the chase of Bonbon and camp similar to Bonbon, but you also have the cipher control of Mad Eyes. So it's a really cool combination, and the only reason why I say that I've been saying that Mad Eyes is a little bit better, or sorry, not Mad Eyes, Bonbon's a little bit better, is Bonbon's attack is a little bit quicker. Her attack's a little bit delayed. As you can see there, it's pretty delayed, and that's something you got to keep in mind when you're playing with her. It's just something to adjust to. Also, it's easier to bomb chain and land hits. But again, she can trap off areas that survivors are trying to go to, so that can be pretty effective, right? But I think Bonbon's camp is actually a little bit better as well. Alright, so what's going to happen here is there are 3 people injured. There's not much they can really do at this point. I'm going to use these statues again to kind of block off the alleyways. I'm going to block off the areas that they want to walk to. They want to kite in. Unfortunately, I kind of missed that one. But it is kind of hard to aim these in certain areas, and that takes a lot of practice. I personally haven't, adjusted to that just yet. But anyway, so I'm going to trump card into teleport. I'm going to go ahead and teleport on, I believe this is the Seer. Yep, this is the Seer. I'm going to use these statues again. I get that first quarter hit there. I actually get the second hit with the statue. The statue bounces back 3 times, and once you get full presence, the statues actually combine into like a king statue or a queen statue, something like that. And they're even bigger, and they actually go after in the direction of the closest survivor, which is pretty cool. It's a pretty good ability once you have that full presence built up, right? But yeah, anyway, so at this point, I'm just using that chisel yet again to control survivors. As you can see, I throw the chisel out there. I'm able to use these statues here to push the survivors off of the last cipher. And if you're Bonbon in the situation, the survivors are in a position where they might be able to heal. Someone goes in for rescue and they could potentially tie. But with Sculptor, they can't do that. Because you're controlling this area. That person trying to finish that last cipher machine, they're unable to do that because you can control that with that chisel ability. It's just that good. So again, if you want my personal opinion, and I will end up making a survivor tier list, or sorry, a hunter tier list for season 12, including the Sculptor, fairly soon. But I have to kind of see how she's going to incorporate into the game. But I do think she's going to be an A tier hunter. She is very good. I think she's not quite as good as Bonbon because his camp is a little bit better. But she has better cipher control than him, and I think that's going to make the difference for sure. He goes in for the rescue. He actually gets the save off, but I knock down the cowboy. The enchantress isn't done with the cipher, so I do just share this cowboy, and then I continue after the seer. I'm not sure what the seer is doing. I think he's trying to like build up an owl at this point. Yeah, but I don't think he gets one up in time. No, he does not. And again, you can see that hitbox is pretty good. I'm able to get that hit from a pretty good distance away. The enchantress most likely will just... I don't know if she pops the cipher or she goes in for the save. I'm not entirely sure. So the seer, I believe, is dead on share. Yep, and then I'm going to go back over here. Looking around again for that enchantress. I believe she just pops the cipher. Yeah, she's going to go ahead and pop it. And she's going to take off away. I don't remember if she gets dungeon or not. She may. But yeah. But again, guys, something to keep in mind with what I've been doing is you want to, you know, use those, as you can see there, again, use those statues in a confined area where they're going to like a pallet or a window to block it off, sort of like a violinist string, right? And she does get the 3 stack. And you want to also use them really when you're camping. You know, when you're camping and they go in for the save, you can like trap them in, you can get those extra hits, and you can build up for a 1-hit and stuff the rescue. So overall, guys, in my analysis, the video is wrapping up here, but in my analysis, the first, she's going to be an A-tier hunter, most likely. She does have pretty good early game chase. I do think Blink is the best way to, you know, play with her. She also has good camp, good cipher control, and that's going to make her a good hunter. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to check out my Twitch and my Discord in the video description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all your support. It really does mean the world to me. And I will see you all in the next video.